All right, here we go, Matt. Speaking of new movies, Downhill, right? In late 2014, a French film by the name Force Majeure was released to critical acclaim. It was a film set in a ski resort that balanced comedy and sincere marital issues perfectly. The new film, Downhill, starring Julia Louis-Dreyfus and Will Ferrell, is an English-language remake, with the two leads being such comedic powerhouses. Would Downhill try to highlight the comedy more than the original? Matt Kay and I hit the slopes to find out. Downhill opens with a family of four, Will Ferrell, Julia Louis-Dreyfus as Peter and Billy, and their two sons posing for a picture with the snow-covered Alps in the background. They're fumbling around with their equipment and having trouble understanding the photographer. Laughs ensue. This made me think that this would veer more toward a silly side of things, but I was wrong. The big event in Downhill takes place as the family is taking a lunch break on an open patio. The resort is conducting controlled avalanches, but one of them gets out of control and appears to put everyone in danger. Will Ferrell's character, Peter, runs away from danger instead of taking care of his family, who are also in harm's way. While funny in its own right, this event brings on serious themes the movie explores. It is this serious side that I had issues with. I think Will Ferrell was miscast, plain and simple. Matt, did you buy the serious effort put in here by the cast and specifically by Will Ferrell?
Specifically Will Ferrell, no. I agree. Will Ferrell may not have been miscast, but he definitely misses an opportunity and is outacted by Julia Louis-Dreyfus. More on that in a second. Though I firmly believe he has it in him, Ferrell just fails to bring the emotional gravitas to this character that we get from the original film. Honestly, he's not all that funny either. His performance is kind of lackluster and brings the movie down, Rye. Also a detraction, the couple that play Peter's jet-setting friends, in the original film, the character Mats and his girlfriend were so pivotal, and here they're played to show the vapid, self-helpish, for the hashtags on the gram culture that is Americans abroad. I get it, but again, it's a missed opportunity. And the casting here was unbelievable due to just an obvious age difference. They didn't kind of click as friends. I didn't believe it. What the American version of Force Majeure does have going for it is one Julia Louis-Dreyfus. This may just be her best role to date. And for that reason, I do recommend you check out this movie. Unlike her fellow comedian castmate, Julia uses her comedic timing to capture beats of emotion that feel truly human and sincere. When she's called upon to boil over with that emotion, she delivers it with a quivering jaw and eyes that sell to me what the character is feeling deeply. As usual, the original is better, but the American version, Downhill, is at least noteworthy due to one fantastic performance. You could skip it unless you're a big JLD fan, then you cannot.
I will say Julia Louis-Dreyfus is the best part of the film, hands down. He's got this correct. But I wouldn't give her performance as high as praise as you. I wouldn't
really. What would you say is a better role from her? I
love this movie, Enough Said, with her and James Gandolfini, which I thought she was excellent in as well. But this is right up there because she shows a very serious side and conveys that.
Right, that's what I mean. She's stretching her talent into a new direction.
And so one scene I want to highlight that I think gives us both the good and the bad in one single scene is this moment where they're talking to the friends, that it's Will Ferrell's friend that has joined them in their hotel room for drinks, and they're recapping the event of this avalanche.
Right, for the first time.
For the first time. And when they're telling the friends of this avalanche story, if this happened, of course it starts off as a little funny. Everybody's sort of chuckling just that little bit because it's this odd situation where
they
he
want
gets
to
up and he
relieve
runs.
the social pressure, right?
Right. But then as Julia Louis-Dreyfus is talking about it more, her range of emotion goes from sort of laughing along to realizing what the implications were of him getting up and running away. And it's a wonderful moment of acting from her. And then it cuts to Will Ferrell. So that's the highlight of it. And then it cuts to Will Ferrell, who's just blank. I mean, he's got nothing. And Will Ferrell's blank face can actually be funny. So that's distracting. In my screening, there were giggles, like it was going to be like that funny Will Ferrell moment. But it wasn't there.
No, I
Nor
agree.
was it serious. It was just like he wasn't present in the scene like Julia Louis-Dreyfus was. You were seeing one person fully committed and one person just not up to the task for this role. It was so evident right there.
Well, that's what I mean. I think Will Ferrell is up to the task.
I do too, but not in this particular case.
And maybe that's a fault of the director. I don't know.
Jawheads, I looked at my watch right when it hit the credits. This thing ran at 1 hour, 19 minutes. That was the entire movie.
Perfect.
Yeah. Couldn't
maybe
be much
19 minutes
that.
longer than it needed to be.
Do you have a movie poster quote for us, Matt?
Yes. Downhill is just that. Downhill from the original.
I went with, in a time when we are celebrating Parasite, read some subtitles, see the original.
Yeah.
How many Jaws?
This is, again, Julia Louis-Dreyfus brought it up for me quite a bit, so I will give it 2. Middle of the road. I do recommend checking it out.
1.5 Jaws, see the original. Force majeure. That's all I'll say.
I say see the original.